Hello, hello. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Once again, we're in nature. And it's like, that's my catchphrase. Once again, we're in nature. Because I'm always going to want to bring you somewhere beautiful where we can just sit down and have a conversation. I want to get straight into it today. We're going to be talking about the ego. We all have an ego. It's that little voice in your head that narrates your everyday life. It's always talking, always thinking, and usually it's overthinking. We have to learn to stop letting the ego narrate everything in our mind, or at least stop giving the narration so much power. All day, every day, this voice in our head goes on and on about things that are of no concern to the soul. It speaks words that do not always align with your heart. All of these words, they clutter our headspace. We must learn to quiet this voice. It's like our higher mind has no time to think and reflect because our lower ego won't be quiet. Think about a baby, for example. People say all the time, I wish I knew what it was thinking. It's not thinking. The baby's mind is silent. Do you think it's a coincidence that the baby has no words flowing through its mind, and yet it's emanating the most loving, special energy you've ever encountered? Maybe it's the ego. Maybe it's the thoughts that pollute this pure energy. The baby has no ego. The ego is the part of you that believes it's a human and only a human. It values its humanity so much that it will try to sabotage your spiritual development. It does not understand the spiritual soul side of your being because it is a product of this physical existence. It only understands physical existence. So, it will try its hardest to stop you from achieving certain levels of being. The ego is scared of change. It's very comfortable living in this 3D existence. It does not want spiritual evolution. Because when we really elevate spiritually, our sense of self is altered, and our ego gets put in its place. Because ego is just our sense of self. We begin to realize that we are much more than this physical body. But the ego wants to keep you trapped in this body and trapped in this world. You may never completely stop the ego from thinking. Our brain is hardwired to have thoughts, but you can choose to either connect with those thoughts or disconnect from them. When I talk to people about meditation, they'll sometimes say, yeah, I tried to meditate, but I couldn't stop the thoughts. I couldn't stop my mind. That's not what meditation is about. It's not about completely stopping your thoughts. The key is to not be so connected to those thoughts and not give them so much power. A thought comes through and people will hold on to it for too long. If you have a thought, acknowledge it and then let it go. So, yeah, that voice you hear inside your head may never go away, but it can be trained. You can learn to choose more wisely which thoughts you give power to. You can give energy to those thoughts that bring you up into higher vibrational consciousness. and choose to rise above the negative thoughts. For the first while, this will not be easy. The negative thoughts may even get louder and louder, as if they're having a temper tantrum for not being paid attention to. But eventually, those negative thoughts will get quieter and quieter until it's almost as if they're not even there. And the thoughts of love, unity, peace, high vibration will be the most prominent thoughts. This is not a quick process. It's a process of training your mind. Once you do this, you will allow your mind to connect to your higher self, the part of yourself that is interested in your mental and spiritual growth. Training your mind is like training a dragon. It's not easy, but once you make that dragon your friend, the sky is the limit. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.